Every human being on the planet has the spiritual power to communicate with the angels. It doesn't require superpowers or being born special to be able to directly access and channel the divine. You are one with the infinite power of the divine source of the universe, now and always. All of us have the same infinite divine potential. It's therefore your divine birthright to communicate with the angels. And now couldn't be a better time to awaken that natural ability of yours. You see, we have entered a new era in the evolution of spiritual consciousness. There is a mass awakening of spiritual consciousness occurring in the human race right now. No longer is spiritual power and connection something we're meant to believe is only assigned to an elite few. The angels, who are beings of incredibly high, multi-dimensional consciousness, are here to tell you that now is the time for your awakening. Now is the time for you to claim your spiritual birthright and awaken to the unlimited wisdom, empowerment, love, and joy of your divinity. Do you ever feel your spirit calling to you, inviting you to truly discover it? It's like when your heart is reaching out for an adventure, sparked by a knowingness that there is something magic you have to see that's just over the next bend. If you want to answer your spirit's calling, if you want to awaken to the incredible riches that your spiritual consciousness has to offer, then working with the angels is one of the most direct, illuminating, and amazing ways to do so. I'm Sarah Hall, and I am a channel for the angels. And I can say that the moment I began working with the angels, my entire life changed forever. The angels helped me to awaken my spiritual gift to see, know, and remember the divine origins and destiny of the soul. And not only that, but they also helped me to heal the suffering and limiting beliefs I was carrying around and manifesting in my life. The angels are true miracle workers. And if the universe brought you to this message today, then know this: you are here because the angels want to gift you with awakening and healing too. Once I achieved my awakening and healing with the angels, I was spiritually guided to pass along that gift and help others too. And I'm really glad that I followed that guidance, because throughout the past 15 years, the angels have guided me to help thousands of people in 25 countries around the world to receive their messages, awaken, and claim spiritual empowerment. And to say that I'm grateful and humbled beyond belief to have had the opportunity to do that is an understatement. But let's rewind. Before any of that happened, I struggled with my spirituality. I wanted a sense of spiritual meaning and could feel that I was meant to connect with the spirit world for many years, but nothing I did seemed to get me real results. It wasn't until my life hit a sort of rock bottom of depression, relationship imbalances, and debilitating panic attacks that I finally called on the angels. And when I did, they immediately answered and changed my life forever. During my depression, I would sometimes experience a phenomena that is often referred to as psychic attack. It felt like I was getting attacked from the outside by pain, fear, heaviness, and energies that ultimately felt like they were there to make me suffer. This would manifest in my sleep sometimes too. I would have these terrifying nightmares combined with painful sleep paralysis where it felt like I was fighting for my life to regain control of my own willpower and mindset. It was during one of these episodes that one of the most amazing, miraculous things of my life happened to me. I was in the middle of a sleep paralysis, having a vision that there was what felt like a 3-ton weight of darkness and pain sitting on my chest. I couldn't move, and I was fighting to wake up and free myself from that painful heaviness. I suddenly recalled having heard that the angels were beings whose job it was to protect us from harm. So in that moment of desperation, I mentally called out, "Angels, please help me." That's when I saw a tall, glowing figure of white light suddenly appear at the foot of my bed, holding what looked to be a sword of white light. Suddenly, I was free of the sleep paralysis. I opened my eyes and the glowing figure of light was still there, emanating incredible beauty and peace. Suddenly, like the flashing of a camera, white light skittered across the room, chasing every last drop of heaviness, pain, and fear from me. I felt safe, whole, and so relieved. And you know what? I've never had a sleep paralysis or a panic attack again since that moment. It was literally a miracle. From that moment forward, I became fascinated by the angels and sought to learn everything I could about them. I began calling on them daily, learned to communicate and work with them directly, and it changed my life forever. My spiritual awakening had begun. My eyes had been opened, my heart gradually healed, and I was soon learning to channel information and healing energy from the angels that astounded me and also made a positive difference in other people's lives. That was how my story began. But I want to know about yours. What has brought you to these messages today? Have you ever felt called to something that felt greater than you, but you didn't know where to begin looking for it? Have you ever suffered through something difficult that made you question everything about your life to the point that you found yourself reaching for truth with your whole soul? Have you ever felt different because of your sensitivity, your spiritual calling, or maybe the unique way that you see the world? Have any of these experiences ever caused you to question this world and the human way of life? If this sounds familiar to you, then it's highly likely that you, just like me, and so many others in this new and exciting era of collective spiritual awakening, have a calling to discover and embody the divine truth. And if you're ready to answer that calling, then working with the angels is your most uplifting and illuminating means of achieving your awakening. As I mentioned before, the angels are multidimensional beings of higher consciousness, and their divine purpose is to watch over humanity on our journey of collective spiritual growth and awakening. They exist in a constant state of pure love and incredible divine wisdom that transcends all seeming limitations. They are here. They love us beyond your wildest imagining. And if you wish it, they will take your hand, guide you, heal you, and teach you in creating or embodying anything that you wish with your magnificent divine consciousness. The amazing thing about working with the angels is that the moment you begin to do so, you'll know that you are never alone on this path through life. You walk hand in hand with power and love that is so great that it can change everything. You stand aligned with wisdom that has no bounds. And with the angels' gentle, loving guidance, that wisdom is at your fingertips, as is all the love, joy, magic, healing power, and goodness in the universe. How does it make your heart feel to listen to these words? Did you know that there is a divine spark in the center of your heart that leaps to life when we hear, see, or feel the divine truth? Do you feel that spark in your heart right now like I do? Imagine what it would feel like to directly experience the wisdom of the angels in your daily life. Imagine what it would be like to live a life in which you were consciously aware of divine love's perfection, healing miracles, and wisdom. And then imagine approaching life with full awareness of infinitely loving and wise beings of light who actively guide your every step. Imagine co-creating your world with their guidance. How would you feel? What would your life be like? How would it be different than today? The joy and love of the angels is your birthright, because just like the angels, you are a child of the divine source of all that is. And the angels want to invite you to awaken to that joy and love that is both your soul's origin and its destiny. I'm honored to be connecting with you in this moment, with the angels surrounding us together right now. And with all of my heart, I am passionately excited to share everything I know about the angels with you. Which is why, in my next video, I'll guide you through a consciousness and spiritual energy attunement so that you can align with the angels' vibration right away and start experiencing their miracles for yourself. I also have exciting news for those who are ready to follow the soul calling to awaken and directly work with the angels. In a few days, I'm going to launch my Discovery of Angels course. This is what I've been calling my personal magnum opus of spiritual courses on the angels, and I have been practically shaking with excitement to unveil it. In it, I'm going to take a small group of students and teach them the best of what I know about the angels and how to awaken your natural ability to work with them. Now, you know me. I'm someone who literally wants to share this work with as many people as possible, as soon as possible. But in order to make sure that I can genuinely help you get real results and attain your angelic connection, I have been guided to work in a small group setting. So this is going to be a rare, exciting opportunity to do something special together. And just FYI, spots will be granted on a first-come, first-served basis. If you're interested in making a big, powerful connection with the angels and awakening your spiritual path for your life, make sure you click the link below to put your name on my early access waiting list. Everyone on the early access list will get the registration link the night before this program will launch to the public. So be sure to click the link, submit your email address, and your spot will be reserved to get early access to the program. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, send me a message and I am more than happy to connect and share with you. And as I mentioned already, stay tuned for the next video because I'll be showing you exactly how to start directly connecting with the angels and begin your awakening to spiritual empowerment and divine truth. I'll see you there, and know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye.